Have you ever woken up in the quiet stillness of the morning, only to find your hands have a story to tell that you don't quite understand? A story of pins and needles, of a strange, fuzzy numbness, or a dull, aching throb that seems to have appeared from nowhere. So many of us have had this experience, a fleeting moment of discomfort we shake off, blaming an awkward sleeping position. But what if it's more than that? What if that sensation is a gentle, or perhaps urgent, whisper from your body, a warning from the intricate network of nerves that give life to your hands? Consider for a moment, Arthur, a 72-year-old retired carpenter. For months he'd been waking up with his right hand feeling asleep. He'd dangle it over the side of the bed, shake it vigorously, and eventually the tingling would subside and he'd go about his day. He chalked it up to a lifetime of working with his hands, a simple consequence of aging. But then the numbness started to linger. He found it increasingly difficult to button his shirt in the morning, the fine motor control he'd once taken for granted now a frustrating challenge. One morning while enjoying his coffee, the cup slipped from his grasp, shattering on the floor. It wasn't just a clumsy moment. It was a deeply unsettling one. The hand he had relied on his entire life suddenly felt like a stranger's. Arthur's story is not unique. It's a narrative that unfolds in countless homes, a quiet struggle that often goes unspoken. The truth is, the sensations you feel in your hands upon waking can be a profound indicator of your underlying health, a message from your nerves that something is amiss. In this article, we will embark on a journey deep into the world of your nervous system, exploring the reasons why you might wake up with your hands feeling this way. We will unravel the mysteries of common nerve conditions, understand the signals your body is sending, and most importantly, discover the powerful, actionable steps you can take to protect and preserve the health of your hands for all the years to come. By the end of our time together, you will not only have a clear understanding of what these morning hand sensations might mean, but you will also be armed with the knowledge to address them, ensuring your hands can continue to build, create, and connect with the world around you. As someone who has dedicated years to understanding the intricate tapestry of the human body and the subtle ways it communicates its needs, I have seen firsthand how often these early morning whispers from the nerves are ignored, dismissed as trivial. Yet, they are anything but. They are the body's early warning system, a chance to intervene before a minor issue becomes a major one. The information we are about to explore is born from countless hours of research and a deep well of experience in helping people like Arthur reclaim their comfort and confidence. If you find this information valuable, a simple comment of 1 below would be a wonderful way to let me know we're on the right track. If not, a 0 will help me to better tailor this guidance to your needs. Now, let us begin our exploration into the vital messages your nerves are sending you. The first and perhaps most common reason for waking up with numb or tingling hands is a condition known as carpal tunnel syndrome. Imagine a narrow passageway in your wrist, the carpal tunnel, formed by bones and a tough ligament. Through this tunnel runs the median nerve, a critical nerve that provides sensation to your thumb, index, middle, and half of your ring finger, and also controls some of the muscles at the base of your thumb. Now picture what happens when this tunnel becomes crowded. The contents, including the flexor tendons that bend your fingers, can become swollen and inflamed. This swelling puts pressure on the delicate median nerve, much like stepping on a garden hose, restricts the flow of water. When this pressure occurs, the nerve can't function properly, leading to the telltale symptoms of carpal tunnel syndrome: numbness, tingling, and sometimes a burning pain in the hand and fingers. These symptoms are often most pronounced at night or upon waking for a very specific reason. Many people sleep with their wrists bent, either curled inwards or extended backwards. This position further narrows the carpal tunnel, increasing the pressure on the median nerve. As you sleep, fluid can also accumulate in the tissues of your wrist, adding to the swelling and compression. Think of it like a traffic jam in a tunnel that gets worse during the night. The result is that you wake up with your hand feeling asleep, and you instinctively shake it to try and wake it up, which can temporarily relieve the pressure and restore some of the blood flow to the nerve. Let's consider the story of Margaret, a 68-year-old grandmother who loved to knit. For years, she'd wake up with a pins and needles sensation in her dominant hand. She'd dismiss it, thinking it was just from her knitting. But gradually, the tingling became more persistent, and she started to notice a weakness in her grip. Dropping her knitting needles became a frequent and frustrating occurrence. The joy she once found in her craft was slowly being replaced by a sense of dread. Margaret's experience is a classic example of how carpal tunnel syndrome can progress if left unaddressed. The initial nighttime symptoms are a clear warning sign. The weakness in her grip was a red flag that the nerve was experiencing more significant and prolonged compression. The good news is that there are many effective, actionable steps you can take to manage carpal tunnel syndrome, especially when you catch it early. One of the simplest and most effective is to wear a wrist splint at night. A splint keeps your wrist in a neutral, straight position, preventing you from bending it in your sleep and thus reducing the pressure on the median nerve. It's like keeping the tunnel open for traffic to flow smoothly throughout the night. Gentle exercises can also make a profound difference. Simple wrist flexor and extensor stretches can help to improve the flexibility of the tendons and reduce inflammation. To perform a wrist flexor stretch, extend your arm in front of you with your palm facing up. Gently bend your wrist down so your fingers point towards the floor. Use your other hand to apply a light pressure to the back of your hand, deepening the stretch. Hold for 15 to 30 seconds and repeat several times. For the extensor stretch, extend your arm with your palm facing down and gently bend your wrist so your fingers point towards the floor. Again, use your other hand to apply a gentle pressure to deepen the stretch. Tendon gliding exercises are another powerful tool. These exercises are designed to help the flexor tendons and the median nerve move more freely within the carpal tunnel. One simple series of tendon glides involves starting with your fingers straight out. Then make a hook fist by bending the first two joints of your fingers. Next, make a straight fist with your fingers tucked in but your knuckles straight. Finally, make a full fist. Hold each position for a few seconds and repeat the sequence several times. These movements help to lubricate the tendons and prevent them from becoming stuck, which can contribute to nerve compression. Believe it or not, another significant nerve-related reason you might wake up with hand numbness has its roots not in your wrist but in your elbow. This condition is called cubital tunnel syndrome, and it involves the ulnar nerve. The ulnar nerve is what most people are referring to when they talk about hitting their funny bone. It runs down the inside of your arm, passes through a narrow tunnel at the elbow called the cubital tunnel, and then continues down to your hand where it provides sensation to your little finger and the little finger side of your ring finger. It also controls many of the small muscles in your hand that are responsible for fine motor movements and grip strength. Similar to carpal tunnel syndrome, cubital tunnel syndrome occurs when the ulnar nerve becomes compressed or irritated at the elbow. This compression can happen for a variety of reasons. Leaning on your elbow for prolonged periods, especially on a hard surface, can put direct pressure on the nerve. Repeatedly bending and straightening your elbow, as you might do in certain jobs or hobbies, can also irritate the nerve. And just like with carpal tunnel, your sleeping position plays a crucial role. Many people sleep with their elbows bent, sometimes even tucked up under their head. This position stretches the ulnar nerve across the bony prominence of the elbow, increasing tension and reducing its blood supply. Over the course of a night, this sustained stretch can lead to numbness and tingling, particularly in the little and ring fingers. Let's think about David, a 75-year-old who loved to read in bed every night. He had a habit of propping his head up with his arm, his elbow bent at a sharp angle. He started to wake up with his pinky and ring finger feeling numb and asleep. He didn't think much of it at first, but then he began to notice a clumsiness in his hand. He had difficulty with tasks that required a delicate touch, like buttoning his shirt or writing a letter. He also noticed that the muscles in his hand seemed to be getting smaller, a sign of muscle atrophy from the nerve not functioning correctly. David's story highlights the distinct pattern of symptoms associated with cubital tunnel syndrome. The numbness is concentrated in the little and ring fingers, and the weakness can affect the intrinsic muscles of the hand. The actionable advice for cubital tunnel syndrome is centered around reducing the pressure and stretch on the ulnar nerve. If you suspect your sleeping position is the culprit, you can try to keep your elbows straighter at night. This can be challenging to do consciously while you're asleep, so a simple solution is to wrap a towel loosely around your elbow, or wear a padded elbow brace. This will act as a gentle reminder to not bend your elbow too much. Nerve gliding exercises are also incredibly beneficial for cubital tunnel syndrome. These exercises are designed to help the ulnar nerve slide more freely through the cubital tunnel. A simple ulnar nerve glide starts with extending your arm out to the side, with your palm facing up. Then bend your elbow and bring your hand up towards your shoulder, making an OK sign with your thumb and index finger. Gently bring the OK sign over your eye, as if you are looking through a pair of glasses. You should feel a gentle stretch, but no pain. Repeat this movement slowly and smoothly several times. If you are still reading and finding these lessons useful, please comment with the number 3 below to let me know you are on this journey with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Now, let's broaden our perspective beyond the wrist and elbow and consider a more widespread condition that can cause you to wake up with numb hands. Peripheral neuropathy. The term peripheral refers to the nerves outside of your brain and spinal cord. Neuropathy simply means nerve damage. So, peripheral neuropathy is damage to the vast network of nerves that connect your central nervous system to the rest of your body, including your hands and feet. Unlike carpal or cubital tunnel syndrome, which are caused by compression of a single nerve at a specific location, peripheral neuropathy can affect multiple nerves throughout the body. The symptoms often start in the longest nerves, which are the ones that travel to your feet and hands. This is why numbness and tingling often begin in the toes and fingers and can gradually spread upwards. The sensation is often described as feeling like you're wearing gloves or socks when you're not. It can also manifest as a burning pain, sharp, jabbing sensations, or an extreme sensitivity to touch. The causes of peripheral neuropathy are numerous and varied. The most common cause in older adults is diabetes. Over time, high blood sugar levels can damage the small blood vessels that supply the nerves, leading to nerve damage. Other potential causes include vitamin deficiencies, particularly a lack of vitamin B12, which is essential for nerve health. Certain medications, including some chemotherapy drugs, can also cause peripheral neuropathy as a side effect. Autoimmune diseases like rheumatoid arthritis and lupus, where the body's immune system attacks its own tissues, can also damage the nerves. In some cases, the cause of peripheral neuropathy is unknown, a condition referred to as idiopathic peripheral neuropathy. Imagine a woman named Eleanor, age 78, who has been managing her diabetes for several years. She starts to wake up with a persistent tingling in both of her hands. At first, it's mild and intermittent, but over time, it becomes a constant presence. She also notices that her feet feel numb, and she has trouble with her balance. Eleanor's experience is a poignant illustration of how diabetic neuropathy can manifest. The symmetrical nature of the symptoms, affecting both hands and feet, is a key characteristic. The loss of sensation in her feet is particularly concerning, as it increases her risk of falls and injuries that she might not even feel. The actionable advice for peripheral neuropathy is multifaceted and often involves managing the underlying cause. If you have diabetes, strict blood sugar control is paramount to preventing further nerve damage. If a vitamin deficiency is identified, supplementation can often improve or even reverse the symptoms. Regular exercise is also incredibly beneficial. Physical activity increases blood flow to the nerves, which can help to nourish them and promote healing. Gentle exercises like walking, swimming, or Tai Chi are excellent choices. It's also crucial to protect your hands and feet if you have reduced sensation. Always wear well-fitting shoes to prevent blisters and sores on your feet. Inspect your feet daily for any cuts or injuries that you might not have felt. For your hands, be careful when handling hot or sharp objects. Wearing gloves when gardening or doing household chores can also provide an extra layer of protection. Living with peripheral neuropathy requires a proactive approach to self-care, a commitment to managing the underlying condition and protecting yourself from potential harm. Moving up the arm from the hand, wrist, and elbow, we find another potential source of morning hand numbness, and this one originates in the neck. The condition is called cervical radiculopathy, and it occurs when a nerve root in the cervical spine, the neck region, becomes compressed or irritated. Your spinal cord is like a major highway for nerve signals, and the nerve roots are the exit ramps that branch off to different parts of your body. The nerve roots in your neck control sensation and muscle function in your shoulders, arms, and hands. When a nerve root in your neck is pinched, it can cause pain, numbness, tingling, and weakness anywhere along the path of that nerve. The symptoms can radiate from the neck down the arm and into the hand, and sometimes the only symptom you might feel is in your hand. This can be confusing, as you might not experience any neck pain at all. The compression of the nerve root can be caused by a variety of factors. A herniated disc, where the soft, gel-like center of a spinal disc pushes out and presses on a nerve, is a common cause. As we age, the discs in our spine can wear down, a condition known as degenerative disc disease, which can also lead to nerve compression. Bone spurs, which are bony growths that can form on the vertebrae, can also narrow the space where the nerve roots exit the spinal canal. Let's picture a man named George, a 65-year-old who has spent many years working at a desk, often with poor posture. He starts to wake up with numbness and a pins and needles feeling in his thumb and index finger. He doesn't have any neck pain, so he assumes it's a problem with his hand. He tries wearing a wrist splint, but it doesn't help. The numbness persists, and he begins to notice a weakness in his grip, making it difficult to hold a pen or a coffee cup. George's story is a classic example of how cervical radiculopathy can present. The specific pattern of numbness in his thumb and index finger points to compression of a particular nerve root in his neck, in this case the C6 nerve root. The lack of neck pain is also not uncommon, which can make the diagnosis more challenging. The actionable advice for cervical radiculopathy often involves improving your posture and strengthening the muscles that support your neck. Simple chin tucks can be very effective. While sitting or standing, gently draw your head and chin back, as if you are making a double chin. Hold for a few seconds and repeat several times. This exercise helps to strengthen the deep neck flexor muscles, which play a crucial role in maintaining good posture. Gentle neck stretches can also help to relieve tension and improve flexibility. Slowly tilt your head to one side, bringing your ear towards your shoulder, and hold for 15 to 30 seconds. Repeat on the other side. You can also gently turn your head to look over your shoulder, holding the stretch on each side. It's important to perform these stretches slowly and gently, without forcing the movement. If you are still reading and finding these lessons useful, please comment with the number 5 below to let me know you are on this journey with me. Thank you for your valuable time. While nerve compression is a common culprit, it's important to remember that not all hand numbness in the morning is caused by a neurological issue. There are other factors that can contribute to these sensations, and understanding them is key to getting a complete picture of your health. One such factor is arthritis, particularly rheumatoid arthritis. Rheumatoid arthritis is an autoimmune disease, meaning the body's immune system mistakenly attacks its own tissues. In the case of rheumatoid arthritis, the immune system primarily attacks the lining of the joints, causing inflammation, pain, swelling, and stiffness. This inflammation can be particularly pronounced in the small joints of the hands and wrists. When the joints are inflamed, they can swell and put pressure on the surrounding nerves, leading to symptoms of numbness and tingling that can be very similar to carpal tunnel syndrome. The morning is often the worst time for people with rheumatoid arthritis. The stiffness and pain can be so severe that it can take a while to get the hands moving. Imagine a woman named Helen, age 70, who wakes up every morning with her hands feeling stiff, swollen, and achy. She also experiences a tingling sensation in her fingers. The stiffness usually lasts for more than an hour, and it's a daily struggle to perform simple tasks like making a fist or holding a toothbrush. Helen's experience is a testament to the profound impact that rheumatoid arthritis can have on the hands. The combination of pain, stiffness, and nerve-related sensations can be truly debilitating. The actionable advice for managing hand symptoms related to rheumatoid arthritis often involves a combination of medication, physical therapy, and lifestyle modifications. Your doctor may prescribe medications to reduce inflammation and slow the progression of the disease. A physical therapist can teach you gentle exercises to maintain joint flexibility and strength. Simple range of motion exercises, like slowly opening and closing your hands, can help to reduce morning stiffness. Applying warm compresses or soaking your hands in warm water in the morning can also help to ease the stiffness and improve circulation. Another non-neurological factor to consider is your circulation. Poor blood flow to the hands can also cause numbness and tingling. This can be due to a variety of reasons. Raynaud's phenomenon is a condition where the small blood vessels in the fingers and toes constrict in response to cold or stress, leading to a temporary lack of blood flow. The fingers can turn white or blue and feel numb and cold. As the blood flow returns, they can become red and throb or tingle. More systemic circulation problems, such as peripheral artery disease, PAD, where plaque builds up in the arteries and restricts blood flow, can also affect the hands. While PID more commonly affects the legs, it can also occur in the arms. Lifestyle factors like smoking can also significantly impair circulation. The actionable advice for improving hand circulation is centered around promoting overall cardiovascular health. Regular exercise is key. Quitting smoking is one of the most important things you can do for your circulation. Keeping your hands warm in cold weather is also crucial if you have Raynaud's. Wearing gloves or mittens can help to prevent the blood vessels from constricting. Finally, it's worth noting that your sleep posture itself, even without a specific underlying condition, can sometimes be the simple explanation for waking up with numb hands. If you sleep on your arm or hand in a way that puts sustained pressure on a nerve or restricts blood flow, you can temporarily experience numbness and tingling. This is usually a benign and transient issue that resolves quickly once you change your position. The key is to pay attention to the frequency and persistence of the symptoms. If it happens only occasionally and goes away quickly, it's likely just your sleeping position. But if it's becoming a regular occurrence, or if the numbness lingers, it's a sign that there might be something more going on. When you experience persistent numbness or tingling in your hands, especially when it's accompanied by pain, weakness, or a loss of coordination, it's a clear signal from your body that it's time to seek medical advice. Ignoring these symptoms can have serious consequences. Untreated nerve compression can lead to permanent nerve damage, muscle atrophy, and a loss of hand function that can significantly impact your quality of life. An early and accurate diagnosis is the first and most important step towards getting the right treatment and preventing long-term problems. Your journey to a diagnosis will likely begin with a visit to your primary care physician. They will take a detailed medical history and ask you about your symptoms, when they started, what they feel like, what makes them better or worse, and which fingers are affected. This information is incredibly valuable in helping to pinpoint the potential cause. A thorough physical examination of your neck, shoulders, arms, and hands will also be performed. Your doctor will check your reflexes, muscle strength, and sensation. They may also perform specific tests, like the Tinel sign, where they gently tap over the suspected nerve to see if it elicits a tingling sensation, or the Phelan's test, where you hold your wrists in a flexed position to see if it reproduces your symptoms. If a nerve problem is suspected, you will likely be referred to a specialist, such as a neurologist or a hand surgeon. They may order further tests to get a more detailed look at what's going on. Nerve conduction studies, NCS, and electromyography, EMG, are two common tests that are used to assess nerve function. An NCS involves placing small electrodes on your skin over the nerve and measuring how fast an electrical impulse travels along the nerve. A slowdown in the signal can indicate nerve compression. An EMG involves inserting a very fine needle electrode into a muscle to measure its electrical activity. This can help to determine if there is any damage to the nerve that supplies the muscle. Imaging tests, such as an MRI or an ultrasound, may also be used. An MRI of your neck can reveal a herniated disc or bone spurs that might be compressing a nerve root. An ultrasound of your wrist or elbow can provide a detailed picture of the nerve and the surrounding tissues, helping to identify any swelling or compression. While the thought of these tests can be daunting, they are invaluable tools that provide a clear roadmap for your treatment. They allow your healthcare team to understand the precise nature of the problem and tailor a treatment plan that is specific to your needs. So, what have you learned so far on this journey into the world of your nerves? As we've explored the various reasons why you might wake up with your hands feeling the way they do, what is one thing that has resonated with you the most? Is it the importance of your sleeping position, the subtle signs of nerve compression, or the profound connection between your overall health and the well-being of your hands? I invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below. Your insights are a valuable part of this shared learning experience. And if this article has shed some light on a question you've long been pondering, I encourage you to share it with your friends and family. The knowledge we gain is most powerful when it is shared. Thank you for your time and your commitment to your health. Remember to listen to the whispers of your body. They are your most faithful guides on the path to a long and vibrant life. A life where your hands are free to embrace all the joy and wonder it has to offer.